Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Man, oh man. Not, not a sunshiny day here in Sharpsburg, Georgia at Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement. Sharpsburg, Georgia. Oh, somebody's watching. Make a comment, wave at me or something so I know who's there. Dark and dreary day down here. Oh boy, oh boy. I see that I went out there and checked my garbage can a while ago. My trash man didn't show up today for some reason. I don't know. Who knows why? But you may remember this has been a multi-day journey here on our 2001 Monte Carlo SS. Hey, two people watching. Alrighty then. But this turned into a much longer journey than I had anticipated. I think it always does because I am just so picky. This was a budget detail, folks, so this car was not taken to a high level of detailing, but it was what it was. So in my usual fashion, I went a wee bit overboard. You may recall we strip wash it, deconned it, clay barred it, all that. Then I did a one-step polish on it, and in some places I couldn't help myself, folks. I just could not help myself. Who is that watching? I can't see. Make a comment down there for me so I can tell who you are. I can't see those itty bitty little pictures that show up in the corner that tells me who's watching. You got a question? Oh, it's Miss Farmer. Hey, Miss Benita. It's good to see you, sweetie. Good to see you. I hope you've been doing fine. Oh boy, let me turn a little extra light on here. It looks really good in the dark, don't it? It's kind of like me. I look good in the dark. Turn the lights on, you're like, uh-oh. But anyway, I did a little wet sanding in some spots. Couldn't help myself. Did a little compounding, a little polishing in certain spots. Try to get rid of some of the more glaring deficiencies. And we'll walk around. Some of the stuff improved dramatically, some of it improved a lot, and some of it just it helped it some. What can I say? But I ended up doing a light polish on the glass, cleaned up the wheels and tires. I think they turned out nicely, especially compared to what they were. I was a little disappointed in the headlights. You can see they improved a lot from what they were, but somebody had restored these at least once before. Maybe they've been restored a couple of times. You can only restore these so many times, and somebody had used a very, very aggressive wet sandpaper on there and left lots of scratching in there. I'm sure because I couldn't get it out. But I used 1000 grit sandpaper and couldn't get some of the scratching out of it. And sanded and compounded and polished, but that's as good as those will get. But I don't know if you guys remember, this paint was trashed all over this car. It was in horrible shape. It's a shame that somebody had neglected this car, abused this car as much as they did. You remember there was a lot of oxidation, so forth and so on. It was in horrible shape. The mirrors had zero shine to them. The wheels and tires were bad. But after all that stuff, we'll take a little walk around here. I think it turned out pretty nice, compared to what it was. Is it perfect? No. I mean, you can still see there are where rock chips hit it and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of that's where contaminants embedded down into the paint, and then they flaked off for whatever the reason. But most of it turned out nice. You remember that bumper was really bad, really bad. It was like, I don't know how you describe it. The only clear coat left was this one little spot right here. But, you know, it turned out much, much better, I think, than what it was. It still doesn't look very good. Now, if I were to use Optimum Clear Coat Restorer on it, it might improve it even more. But, you know, we got a pretty good mirror finish here. This whole car has been sealed. A sealer has been applied, including the glass, the wheels, tail lights, the headlights, all that stuff. And then a top coat was applied over that to increase the gloss a little bit and extend the longevity of the protection that it affords. So, you know, I guess it's okay for a 2001 that has not been repainted, I don't suppose. See, those, whatever happened there, that's just way too deep. I even tried wet sanding that a little bit. See all that there? Oh, just a little bit with 3000 grit damp sandpaper. It improved it a little bit, but not a lot. Not a lot. And at his request, I tried using later. See, you even got whatever they did. They started right there. A black tinted detailer made just for black cars. Has a little bit of, I guess, dye in it, but didn't do any good. I didn't see any good. I had a bottle of it. Somebody had sent me. Hell, I left it on the front seat for him. He can use it if he wants to. I've tried it on my motorcycle. I already knew it wasn't going to work because it didn't do squat to my motorcycle, which is black. So I just give it to him. He can have it. Nothing was done to the interior at all. Nothing. You know, some of these defects like this here, that might, with wet sanding or something or another, might reduce that some more. I'm not sure how much, but all these rock chips and stuff like that, nothing I can do about those at any level. There's no amount of buffing that's going to get some of this stuff out. Remember those spots? We talked about those in a previous video. Tried little wet sanding, compounding. You know, I think it reduced the effect a little bit on these two, but not much. I don't know what this is. This is all the way down to the primer. That's what that white is right there. Didn't have much effect on that, but as you can see, there are many rock chips over this whole hood. No amount of buffing is going to fix those, but you know what? The finish is slick now. Y'all, you don't think it's slick? You don't think it's slick, Miss Stephanie? Hey, I got mom and daughter watching. How about that? Well, y'all having a family reunion here? But I was just going to show you guys the top coat that I put on over the sealer is this stuff right here. Out of Dallas, Texas. Good stuff, folks. And it looks expensive when you first get it, but it can be diluted with distilled water. So, yeah, good stuff for top coat. You could put this over any product that has cured. That's the advantage of this. It's really good stuff. This will extend the longevity of this sealer that I put on here by many months. I also put a little bit over the sealer on the glass as well and on the wheels, because it doesn't take long. It's real easy. But you don't think this paint is slick? Whoops. You want to see that again? That's some slick paint right there, folks. I'm telling you. And this stuff, as it cures, it gets harder and harder up to about 3 or 4 days. The longer it cures, the harder it gets up into a point. And you know how you maintain this is you wash it with a good quality mitt or mitts. Y'all have heard me talk about that before. And what we call a pH balanced or a pH neutral car wash soap. Meguiar's Gold is a good example of one that's available on the retail level. If I'm going to use retail level car soap, that's what I use. I have a gallon of it. Well, not a gallon, however that big, how much is in that big container they sell. I keep some over there. Just for when I get in a tight. But my soap, I order a professional grade soap. So, because it doesn't leave film, it doesn't spot, blah, 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 blah. Y'all don't care. Oh my goodness, but I've got to put the license plate back on there. I forgot to put the license plate on before he gets here. I think the customer's on his way to come get this thing. But, you know, there's still some stuff there. You can tell, you know, a good wet sanding would take a lot of that out, but not all of it. There's only so much you can do. It might get rid of something like this right here. See that spot? It might, but that stuff right there, the clear coat and the base coat is gone. Nothing a detailer can do about that. Nothing. And here's some spots back here. I suspect, and I think I'm probably right, folks. Hey, Jason, that most all of this damage, like this here, is from taking your car through commercial car washes. Commercial car washes. A combination of the brushes, dirty brushes, bad water, insufficient rinse of the soap, so forth and so on. Good afternoon, Mr. Jason. We had Stephanie on here a few minutes ago. You remember Stephanie from Wild Bill's, don't you? Her and her mom both were on a minute ago. I don't know if they still are. It's hard for me to tell who's on here watching. Hey, Mr. Bigham. I still want to call it Inspector's Pest Control. It just, that's what comes to my head, Jason. But this 2001 Monte Carlo SS, all things considered, for a budget detail. Hey, there's my customer there. Hey, Mr. Walker. I think it turned out pretty good, all things considered, with the abuse that it had taken, the neglect that it had suffered, and a budget detail to boot. So, the wheels and tires are nice. Everything looks good to me. As good as it's going to look at this level. And some of it's as good as it's going to look at any level. Simply because in certain spots there is no paint left. There is none. Like, you know, that spot up on the roof I showed you a minute ago. There's no paint there. You can't correct paint that's not there. And there were certain spots I went back around with my paint thickness gauge and it didn't even register. It is like touching bare metal with it, but it's all right. So Daniel, I got to put your license plate back on, buddy. Yeah, I took it off because I even do under where the license plate goes. That's been done. All this has been done. That bumper improved some, Daniel, but not what you would want, I wouldn't think. But like I said, there's nothing left there. And I'll talk to you about that when you get here. You know, we might can improve it some more, but I'm not sure it'd be worth it. It'd probably be better off just having it repainted than spending the money on that stuff that I have. You know, it's like $12, $14 an ounce. Hey, there's Miss Angela. And my girlfriend, folks, she's watching. Love you, Angela. All right, Mr. Jason Bigham. Good to see you on here, brother. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, everything's a mirror now, see? This is what you call shiny, Miss Angela. This is what you call shiny. And look, even the paint is like a mirror. Almost. Oh boy, this has been a longer journey than I anticipated. And once again, folks, you can see those scratches in the windshield. We see a lot of that in my videos. I see a lot of it in cars. That's from defective and dirty windshield wiper blades. Because these blades get dirty. And nobody ever, 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 except me, cleans them. These are clean. I cleaned them. But that's what scratches your windshield. Dirty, dirty, old, neglecting wiper blades. And it doesn't take a whole lot of dirt to scratch this glass. I did a light polish on this, Daniel, and it reduced it to a certain degree, but you know, we weren't doing a full-blown exterior glass restoration, which I think probably 95% of those would come out if we so chose to. I say, I can see, look at that one there. That one's even worse. Even worse. And that's usually the case. I'm not sure why. But, you know, deeper, deeper, deeper polishing and so forth and more procedures. But you're talking another half a day just on the windshield. Another half a day. I think the mirrors turned out nice. All this other exterior glass turned out nicely. It was all clay barred. Everything was clay barred. The rear windshield is not too bad at all, except on the inside. But we weren't doing interior, so I'm not going to worry about it. And Daniel, I had to get gum. Somebody went crazy with the adhesive. I don't know what they were doing. I had to clean adhesive off of lots of stuff, and there's adhesive all over this where somebody had put tape on it for whatever the reason, and that will come off. I got some of it off, but there again, that wasn't in this budget to clean the adhesive off. So I buffed these pillar posts, sealed those. You know, we've talked about those before, Mr. Philpott. You know that, how fragile and cheap they are. These were in terrible, terrible shape. I got them back looking pretty good. We could restore all this trim. Y'all seen me do that before with restoration finish. Get rid of all this junk that's on there if we chose to. But that wasn't in the budget this go around. This body side moldings could be made a little better. A little better. Oh. But, you know, not bad, not bad. Not bad, not bad. Okay, folks. I'm gonna... Uh-oh. What the hell's a door surround, Jason? I'm not sure what that is. You talking about the trim around, the rubber trim around the windows? Or the doors and stuff? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Talking about the door trim, the door seal? Don't know, don't know. But, you know, you guys, if you get up close and look, you can still see some scratching. And that's a, you know, it was reduced dramatically, but this was a one-step polish. That will remove a lot of the defects, but it would not remove as many as if you wet sanded it, then compounded it, and then polished it. Then most of these would disappear altogether. But that one there might go. I'm not sure. I can feel it with my fingernail, but not dramatically, so that might go away. But, you know, I'm not sure with the overall effect that would be, you know, cost effective to go to that level with this car, because this paint's in such bad shape anyway. Jason, yeah, Jason, send me a picture, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, sometimes, and this car, folks, to me, this is a collectible car. I mean, there's not a whole lot of Monte Carlo SS's left, whatever you think of them. This one's got the dual exhaust. Maybe Daniel can shout out. I don't remember what motor this one has in it, but they are kind of collectible. It would be a great project car for somebody, although I think mechanically it's pretty sound. Because I know Daniel, he goes to great pains to make sure they're mechanically sound, you know. But all right, folks, well, I'm going to sign off here, and appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button for me. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Send me a PM, like Jason's always sending me pictures of problems. Oh, V6. Okay, yeah, there you go, Daniel. 3.8 liter V6, one owner. It's only got 100,000 miles on it, folks. Going up for sale shortly, right, Daniel? In fact, he'd probably sell it to you today if you wanted it. But, you know, if I was a fan of Monte Carlo SS's, I might even consider it. I might consider it. My mama had one very similar to this one, but it was some kind of special edition one or something or other. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? 100,000 miles on the Monte Carlo SS this age, folks. That ain't bad. I'm telling you right now, that ain't bad. Not bad at all. But anyway, I do appreciate you folks. I'm going to go put my supper on. Oh, Daniel says he's going to be posting it shortly on his auto sale website, I guess you'd say, or page, Facebook page, whatever it is. Daniel's a friend of mine, and he is in the car business, folks. And like I say, he goes to great pains and expense to make sure these cars are as mechanically sound as they can be. They spend a lot of time and effort diagnosing and looking for problems that aren't even there, just so they can make sure the cars are in good shape as they can be for used cars. So, you know, if I was looking for a car, I wouldn't hesitate to buy one from him. All right, folks, I gotta go. Thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye-bye.